Hello, this is Carl's, your friendly neighborhood violin teacher. Today we're going to learn a piece called the Wellerman. It's a New Zealand sea shanty. It's basically a song that people who have to load and offload huge shipping sail ships from the 1800s and the early 1900s would sing because the work was long and the work was very boring. So they would sing songs to make it less boring. This is one of them. I'll play the whole thing. It has a repeat, so I'll play the whole thing twice so you get a sense of it, and then we'll go through it a little more carefully. So, let's see here. The notes are, So, this song uses these notes here. We'll start with that. This song is, we're going to learn it more slowly than how I played it, but I wanted to play it a little faster so you can hear how the whole song fits together. Here are the notes. It's going to be first finger E. This song uses the D string, A string, and E string. We'll start with the D string. First finger on the D string, E. Second finger on the D string, F sharp. Third finger on the D string, G. Remember, don't confuse third finger on the D string, don't confuse that G with open G. Third finger on the D string, G. Open A. First finger on the A string, which is B. Second finger on the A string, the low position second finger, which is C. Third finger on the A string, which is D. Don't confuse it with the open string. Third finger on the A string, D. And then open E. We'll get up close here so you can get a better sense of that. So again, first finger, getting closer here, good. First finger on the D string. This note is E. Don't confuse it with the open string. First finger on the D string, E. Second finger on the D string, F sharp. Third finger on the D string, G. And then roll your bow down to the open string, A. First finger, B. First finger on the A string, which is B. Low position, second finger on the A string, this is C. Third finger on the A string, this is D. And open E. So this piece uses those notes. As a reminder, there's this up bow symbol, it's like a letter V. That means, well, of course, it's an up bow. So that happens in basically the very beginning of the piece. Up, up. There's an up bow and another up bow right next to each other. So don't be surprised. The one big new thing, which you may have seen somewhere else, is in the music, and the music should be attached to this assignment. In the music, you see that some of the black notes are called quarter notes, and they each get a beat. So they basically get, if you were to snap your fingers, ba bum, ba ba bum, 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 bum. Basically, the quarter notes get the amount of time that you would get when you're snapping your fingers. That's called a beat. Some of those quarter notes have tiny dots next to them. And there's no way you would know this, but the dot means you hold that note for a little bit longer. So it's a quarter note plus a little bit more time. Bum, 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 bum. So, where's a good place? I think it's in the third measure or something like that in the first line. first finger B is longer. And to make it longer, we have to cheat. If we want to have a note longer, we have to make another note somewhere else shorter. So the note right after it, which is also a first finger B, is actually shorter. Long, quick. Long, quick. So think of the dotted quarter notes, the quarter notes of the dot, as a little bit longer. And then we have these little eighth notes that look like, they kind of look like black flowers sticking out of the ground. There's like a note head. It's like a note head, and then like a little stem, and then like a little squirrely thing, like kind of poking up again. Actually, I drew it here in my notes. So I'm not sure if maybe it might be the best way. It looks kind of vaguely like the thing I'm pointing at here with my finger. So that guy right there. So those together, the dotted quarter note, make it a little bit longer, and then the little sort of flower-looking eighth note is a shorter note. So that makes those two notes long, quick, and that makes it a little bit more interesting to play. So that's how that works. Let's see, there's something else. Oh, right. So this piece is also a little different. You do have in it, in your music, we went through which notes to play, and those are at the top of your music like they always are. And I think most of the notes have fingers above them as well to help you with which fingers play which notes. But this piece is a little tricky too, because it's actually there's a lot of it that's the same, but not the way you would expect. So to make this easier, you should find out, I would tell you, but I want you guys to find this out. Which parts of which lines are the same as other parts of other lines? I'll ask that one more time. Which parts of which lines are the same as other parts of other lines? If you can see where they're the same, then you won't have to think of learning the whole piece. You can only think of learning those chunks, because then you just visit that chunk again somewhere else. Sort of like if you already know how to use chopsticks at home, then you can use chopsticks somewhere else. You don't have to relearn how to use chopsticks somewhere else. But I'll let you guys figure out kind of where that goes. So I'll play the whole piece again, the whole song again with repeats one more time, and a little slower this time, and then go to it.